Hey, g'day guys, welcome back to the channel. Been doing a lot of maintenance videos on the Disco recently, so I figured it's about time I do a run through on it. So this is our 2005 Land Rover Discovery 3, and that is our new puppy Augie, so he'll be popping up from time to time I imagine. But I'll probably just work through from the front and we'll go through to the back. So yeah, we've owned this Disco since 2014 in July, or a little bit after July in 2014. We were forced to replace an 80 series Land Cruiser, and we had a few requirements that we needed to fit the bill. So one was needed to have stability control. The other factor we required when we replaced the Land Cruiser was I wanted to have a little bit more grunt. As you can see, there's our camper trailer there. We've been towing that around for, since 2009 I think it was. The old Land Cruiser was just the 1HZ, so it was a bit of a slug. Very reliable, but it was a slug. So it wanted a bit more grunt. So our third requirement for our vehicle was obviously having 4 kids. We needed something that we can use a third row seat. Pretty much all the Land Cruisers that we looked at were all pretty well the same as the 80 series setup. It was the fold down seats on a flat cargo floor. So here, me being 6 foot tall, as you can see, I can sit in this third row relatively comfortably. So this is an important factor that we choose when we're looking, especially with kids not getting any younger, they're just getting older all the time. So just make sure they're comfortable. And obviously the other factor when we bought this, we're looking at another 80 series, and just with the factory turbo diesels, the price that they were asking compared to these, these were a little cheaper. Similar price, but a little cheaper. And this one in particular had pretty much, apart from the front bar, had the majority of extra things I was going to add anyway. So this was reasonable value. I mean, most of them that I looked at were basically soccer mum cars, never been off-roading. But this one had been used a bit more, but that's okay, because there's a lot of big dollar additions that were on. So obviously up the front we got ARB bull bar, got a pair of Nava Ultima 225 HID spotties. They're old, they do the job. I mean, we don't do much night driving these days. I've got a story for that if you'd like to hear it, but we'll save that for another time. Winch, it's a 10,000 pound, I can't remember the brand. It's not a major brand, but it was there when I bought it, so we'll just run with that. Antenna for the UHF, it's an RFI 6 dBi, pretty flexible way unit, does the job. Factory fog lamps been replaced with these. Well, they're supposed to be an Osram, but it looked like a copy. Got them through Steady. Probably wouldn't recommend. I mean, they're kind of useless. So yeah. But the old fog lights were cracked, so it needed to replace them with something. It's under the bonnet, 2.7 TD. It's pretty well stock standard there, nothing's been changed. A little bit extra wiring off the main battery for the winch, spotlights, all that sort of stuff. Auxiliary battery has been installed on here. It's just a small 50 amp hour. The wiring all here is a bit of a mess. I've been meaning to neaten all that up and make it a bit nicer since I bought it, but pretty much as it was the day I bought it. So maybe with the YouTube channel, it should be something I can get into and make a video out of. Around this side, just the factory raised air intake. While I'm here as well, the whole lot's sitting on the factory 17-inch Land Rover rims. So in regards to tyres, currently running a Falcon Wild Peak AT3, size is a 265 70 17. Now this diameter is about pretty much on the limit of what I'd run on this particular car. With the air suspension, you just got to keep in mind that some particular faults that could be generated can actually drop the car to access height while you're travelling, so you don't want anything that's going to create clearance issues within your guard. So as it is, I just get a tiny little rub just at the front of the guard, on the rear tyres, and that's about it. There's a little bit of a touch on the front guards when turning, but it's really minor. So, and while we're down there, the tyres, brake rotors, front and rear, all been changed over to DBA slotted. Took the opportunity to go to those when I was changing them out a while ago, so far they've been fine. Up top, I know Rhino Rack's been copping a fair bit of flack recently on YouTube and around the internet, but just running their platform with the backbone system. I can't remember the exact size of this rack, but it's pretty much one of their biggest ones. I'll put the exact dimensions up on the screen. I just use these quick fists for holding the shovel, and just off this side I'm just running the old King's awning. I don't use it much, mainly just at the beach. That's the 2.5 metre by 2, I think it was from memory, or it could be 2.5 by 2.5. I can't remember exactly, but it's cheap, but for what we use it for, it works fine. Moving around to the back, I'm in full touring mode at the moment, as we just returned back from a trip up the Pilbara, but Kaymar rear bar. I only really carry the high lift and the second spare when I'm doing some longer travels. And also under the back we've got the long range automotive. It's a 100 litre sub tank. Mid hitch, normal factory tow bar hangs out of a connection from here and hangs down quite low. When we bought it, it had a different, some weird hitch, really heavy. This was about half the weight of the hitch that was on there. So, but this raises that height level up from your tow bar, because the original was kind of known as the plough for obvious reasons. It was quite low. So yeah, this has been brilliant. So in the rear, as you can see, not a lot of extra going on here. Obviously 4 kids, so we need that third row seat pretty much all the time. Which is why we've got nothing here. I do want to build a bit of a framework so I can build a fridge slide in here. I've just got the Engel 2-pin plug here, and there's just a Siggy light, so they're both wired into the auxiliary battery. So this is the location of the factory air suspension compressor. I've just got an aluminium guard made up that just covers the plastic guard, so just a little bit of extra protection there for it. So in the front, we don't have too much extra going on. I've just got the ICOM IC450 UHF. It's remote mounted. The main head unit's up under the dash. Brake controller for trailer brakes, and also got a LAMS switch installed here, so this interrupts with the factory height sensor. So this one has speed limitations, whereas I can override this, so I can utilise the standard ride height. I can do a minus 20 mil, plus 25 mil I think it was, and a plus 50 mil, so that's in addition or subtraction to the standard. Hey guys, so I'm going to finish up here. This is pretty much all it is on this disco. It's not a massive build by any stretch of the imagination, but it's definitely functional. What has been added are quite heavy additions anyway, so there's probably not a huge amount I'd want to add anyway, apart from maybe some sill protection, but yeah, for the moment it's perfectly fine for what we use it for. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Got any comments, questions, throw them down below, and I'll get back to you. Cheers guys.